I'm gonna be real here. It's way too early in the morning. I got out of bed and I was like, oh, big Habs news. Now, I didn't get out of bed at 6:30 a.m., which is kind of why this video is coming late, but former agent, I guess I should say, Kent Hughes is now the GM in Montreal. This is the tweet. 5 years is going to be the timeline for Mr. Hughes here for the Canadiens. This is Pierre LeBrun's tweet going over the timeline of Kent Hughes in the Habs GM hire. As per sources, he was interviewed with the Canadiens last Monday, so a week ago. It's Tuesday today, Monday last week he interviewed. He met with Jeff Molson on Saturday night in Boston. Saturday night, and we're in the spot, don't believe me, just watch. Took the weekend to make fully sure he was ready to leave, change careers. What a strange sentence. Pierre LeBrun, bro. Are you kidding me? Took the weekend to make fully sure he was ready to leave, change careers. Okay, he negotiated with the Habs well into Monday night, and hey, negotiating contracts with teams and executives and agents and players and all that, it's a pretty big specialty of Kent Hughes right here. If you go over to another tweet that Pierre LeBrun has, Kent Hughes named the GM of the Canadiens. Jeff Gorton has known Hughes for many years. Hughes wasn't part of the first wave of interviews until finally interviewing last Monday. It wasn't an easy decision for Hughes to leave his agency business, I don't think. We also have this tweet here from Eric Engels. This was Kent Hughes' job if he wanted it from the start. Friedman first advanced his name weeks back, and now Hughes is in the big chair. More coming on this process, and Hughes himself. And then one more tweet that I wanted to go over here. John Liu tweeting this fun facts about the new Canadiens GM Kent Hughes and his ties to Northeastern University in Boston. This year's team includes his sons, so Riley Hughes, a New York Rangers prospect drafted by Gorton in 2018, as well as Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is Kent Hughes' son. He's going to be drafted in the 2022 NHL Entry Draft, so no, it's not the same Jack Hughes on New Jersey. It's not even a guy who's in the same family. It's just another prospect whose name happens to be Jack Hughes. Montreal defense prospects Jordan Harris and Jayden Struble are indeed also at Northeastern, as many Canadiens fans are familiar with. Now, Hughes is a player agent. He's a guy that was pretty much negotiating contracts his entire career, up until this point where he is now changing careers and going over to the management side of things. Now, what that means, pretty much, is this guy's pretty alright at negotiating contracts, and when it comes to guys who are going to be managing hockey teams, I think it's a pretty good skill to be able to go out there and say, okay, our GM knows how to hand out a contract or two. Our GM knows how to not bite on player agents asking for big money, because Kent Hughes is a guy who knows how to get big money for his clients. You can see the names over here. Chris Letang, pretty big contract. Patrice Bergeron over here, pretty good contract. Darnell Nurse, now the AAV is $5.6 million because that's the amount of money he's making this year. Darnell Nurse has an extremely big contract extension that he was signed to earlier on in the year, or not the year, it's 2022, so last year. And Kent Hughes was the guy who went out there and negotiated that. So yeah, that really big contract Darnell Nurse has, this is kind of the guy who's responsible for it. Drake Batherson is over here, Matheson, Colin White, Bavillier, Hudobin, Scandella, Gergensen, so some pretty respectable NHL names. And then you have some other guys here like Alex Newhook who are probably going to be better sooner rather than later. But Kent Hughes, the guy who was able to get these contracts on the books, is now the Montreal Canadiens general manager, and it's going to be pretty interesting, man. At the very least, it's not Patrick Waugh, so now this is going to be a Gorton and Hughes tandem. We all kind of know that these two have had some pretty good history with each other, so now it's time to see what they can bring to the Canadiens and what the 5-year plan has in store. Talk to me in the comments, what do you think about the new general manager for the Montreal Canadiens? It is Kent Hughes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.